Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. 1 second. I'm going to have to let me call Big Mike back, see if I can get him on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Hey, welcome into the show there, Big Mike. Glad we got you here. Can you hear me now? You can't hear me now? Get this about a bitch. Go in through your phone. Okay. Welcome into the show, everybody. Use your phone.
I heard something.
I got you there. I got you. You got me?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know.
It's fucking
I didn't
weird.
know. That is weird. It's odd. Odd. Glad you're in here.
Yeah, here we go.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
All right. Welcome into the show, everybody. T Boomer, Bishop Frank, Ben G, KJ Golded, Stephen G, Sooner Cowboys. You couldn't hear who? Okay, I don't know. Maybe it was me. Chris. What's up, Chris? Who else we got in here? Brandon Snake. Good to see all you guys in here so far. 90s OU. And let's see who else. That's it. Looks like Garrett Boulware. There he is. What's up, guys? Welcome into the show. Merry Christmas, everybody. Glad everybody could join us this last stream before the holiday. Talk a little bit about, obviously, the games that went on over the weekend. And then we'll jump into a little bit about what we expect this weekend. We're going to do a quick 1 hour show. So we're looking at 1 hour and out of here, man. I got to work on a day off today and go pick up mom. I think Big Mike's got some stuff going on too. Like the Christmas sweater there, big guy. Yeah.
You like that?
The Yeti. No,
yeah, bro.
It's always
going
about
down.
the Yeti, bro. Come on now.
It's always going down, bro.
Mm-hmm. Did I get your email yesterday? I wasn't looking for an email from you. What happened? What happened? Let me see. I'll take a look here in just a minute, man. So, man, you getting excited about this week, the bowl game or thing? I mean, I think everybody would much rather we were in the playoff, but especially after what we saw this weekend, it looks like you don't have to be that good to be competitive there. So, I don't know.
Yeah, pretty lackluster.
Lackluster. Yes, that's one way to put it. I call it.
I have a feeling it's going to be the same thing in the next round. Not going to be too much comp.
Yeah. Down the work week, we need the show. Hey, man, I'm excited about. I'd rather be on with you guys any day of the week. Believe that than being at work. But right now, not making enough money to just do it all the time. So, is what it is. Welcome into the show, there, Shoddy. Let's see what else we got. Oh, TP Gur. What's up, man? What up? Shout out to the panel. Shout out to you, man. Glad to see everybody in here. Greg Ray, what's up, Drewski? T Boomer. Oh man, all my guys are in here, man.
It's going down. It's going down.
It's going down, man. It's going down.
Yeah, let's Christmas Eve to the Christmas Eve action.
little Eve to the Christmas Eve. Yep, I gotta go pick up my mom's and get her over here, and I guess we'll kind of see how it all goes. And I'm still working at seeing if I'm gonna get over there for the game on Friday. That's my birthday actually, so it'll be
So, I
cool.
mean, treat yourself, fool.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to be working here. I think I'm supposed to be working here actually and covering a basketball tournament, but I think I can get out of that day of it because I'm not in the sports department, so they can suck it up, Buttercup. No,
Yeah.
see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. No, man. Good stuff though. This weekend of college football, not as good. I don't know, man. It's you had one game that was fairly competitive. The other ones, not so much.
Yeah.
Indiana scored their first touchdown with about a minute and a half left. They were down 24 at that point and were just getting rolled over by Notre Dame. Rolled over. So, that's and then obviously Tennessee. What an embarrassment! For all the shit that they talk at Tennessee. Those fans are something else. We dealt with that earlier in the year. All the shit they talk, but to just go lay the egg in there was just unbelievable. What an embarrassment! What an
Dude,
embarrassment!
it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. Again, damn work.
I mean, I'm not gonna rub it in or anything, but
I am.
that's what I'm saying. I'll let you do it, man. I'll let you do it. I mean, I got nothing to rub in, dude. Like they took offense to what I said, and I was speaking some truth, and they couldn't really handle it.
The dog walking thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like kids, they thought I was, shooting a shot at Nico. I wasn't shooting a shot at Nico. I
That
was
wasn't
saying
even. I
he
don't.
was a young
I mean,
quarterback, and he went against a couple powder puffs before he come to Oklahoma. And I mean, he
only thing
played all
is,
right at Oklahoma, but he didn't light anybody up.
nope. They didn't light anybody up. They won by 10. They
Yeah,
won by 10 in a game that Jackson Arnold came in and turned the freaking ball over 3 times in the first half.
yeah.
A game that it should have been, if they score on just that one that they're down by the goal line, we're tied up at
So
10.
their their fan base is going in on Nico. I seen a little bit. I should have saved that tweet I saw earlier. It
That's
was
all.
amazing. I don't know if I can find it again. But
That's
yeah,
what
it
you need to
was.
do. Just attack the quarterback. That's got to be the way to go.
Yeah, it was something about predictions about Nico, and the fan base was saying something like that, and he was like, "Yep, they're right." Your predictions were right.
Ay,
Big Orange or something like that. I think it was the dude.
GBO.
Yeah,
Yeah, GBO. Go Big Orange. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Nico is a dog, man. He was still fighting all the way through it. I agree with you,
Yeah,
Benji.
dude.
I think that
I think Nico's gonna be a good quarterback, man. Like he actually,
yeah.
he did some good things running the ball. He looked a little elusive for a big, tall, slender 6'6" cat. He's out there sticking his foot in the ground, making people miss. And I don't know, man. Ohio State played inspired football, man. Like I don't know if there's anybody that was really
Yeah.
messing with Ohio State on that day, man. That receiver, man, he looks pretty
They play
unstoppable.
like that. Who's going to beat them?
Yeah, they let that receiver look pretty unstoppable. Will Howard looked pretty good.
Yeah. Well, you know that Will Howard's not good for those games, more than one time in a row usually. But the truth is talent roster wise, there's really nobody that's above them. Maybe
Yeah.
Alabama had a better talent roster. Maybe. It depends on which service you're looking at as far as who grades all that bullshit. But they definitely missed Dylan Sampson. Definitely missed him. They couldn't get their running game going. Look, they had 16 yards in the first quarter. 16 yards. I don't know how you put that all on one guy. But I don't see how you could even. But
Hey man, shout out to Tennessee fans though, man. They were in the horseshoe thick now.
they were in the horseshoe
That
kick.
shit
I was
that
pretty
they showed that video, man. It was orange all over the place, man.
hey
And they,
man,
they kind of did the same thing in Norman. So I mean, shout out to Tennessee's fan base,
they
man. They go
definitely
hard.
travel, bro. They travel well, and
They go hard.
and I think that a lot of that probably had to do with the fact that Ohio State fans weren't they're as thick as you would have expected them to be for a playoff game.
Yeah.
Especially a home playoff game.
The whole one,
But I think that,
yeah.
I mean, look, I expected. I mean, I had picked Tennessee during the week, but it was one of those toss it up and see. You know, I certainly didn't expect it to be a blowout either way. I figured it'd be a hell of a game. But I thought that the defensive front would be able to slow them down running the ball, probably get after Will Howard a little bit. But I think that when you don't do anything offensively, it's like we saw a lot this year for Oklahoma. Look, the defense was fantastic. Sometimes it doesn't look as good. You know what I mean? Eventually, you give them too many looks. You know, and they're gonna find a way to score. Good offensive teams are gonna find a way to score, and that's what they did. But yeah, and they looked really good. They really did. But that's not even the worst of it. You know, that was the worst of it for the SEC. I think it's pretty embarrassing for SEC teams when you got a lot of people bitching about this. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't really care about it, but you got a lot of people bitching about how many playoff spots they got or didn't get. You know, that you should have had this team and that team in there over SMU, who, you know, I said last week that they didn't belong there. They showed that was true. They were never in that game.
Dude, like what is the quarterback, man? Jesus. Like
And he looked good all year, but that just goes
dude,
to show you who they haven't played all year.
There, but I mean, like defensively, I thought they did really well. Like I thought that was going to be the problem. I don't know if they were really hold up defensively like that, but
Yeah.
I mean, what was that? 2 pick sixes, and was it 3 or 4 interceptions? I kind of tuned it out after the third one.
Yeah, I think they had 3, and I was kind of off of the game after that. I mean, it was a
Yeah,
snooze
I
fest,
mean,
you know, I wouldn't
they
really tell you
they
how much.
actually had it. If they take care of the ball right there, man, I know ifs, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know, if ifs were fifths, we'd all be drunk. But damn, like they had a good. They were competing, man, and were in the game minus a few costly turnovers, man. It's I felt like, you know, even though they kind of got whooped, you know, but they were almost a little more competitive than Tennessee was against Ohio State, you know, just from watching the game. But man, I don't know, that quarterback is
It wasn't good. I mean, he didn't
feeling it,
play well,
man.
and I mean, really since they benched the kid from last year, he's been great. You know, he's been really good. They hadn't lost but just that one game.
Yeah, well,
And
he sounded like he kinda did the same thing against Clemson. I didn't watch that game. He threw a couple
he
costly picks
also
and got
brought
him
him
down the road,
he did,
but he brought him
but
back.
he also brought him back, you
Yeah,
know, into the fray. So, you know, yeah, I mean, young kid, obviously, you know, it's a tough experience for him, but it is experience in the championship level environment, against a much better program. I think that there's just, and even with Penn State's not one of those teams that you look at and you're like, oh, I'm scared to death of them, because they
no,
don't generally win these big games. But
yeah,
it wasn't close. I mean, the final score was what, 38-10.
yeah,
So, you know, you have to do a better job than that. But
yeah,
in the end, I think that, you know, driving their defense was stopping. But I mean, and we're talking about a Penn State. They were stopping Penn State, but they got 38 put on them. I mean, and obviously 2 of those were pick sixes. I get that. In the end, Penn State's offense, that's exactly what they don't have. There's no reason why you shouldn't have an opportunity to win that game.
yeah.
You know, you have to. There's no reason why. There's just none. You know, that you have to find a way. And then, of course, you had the. Let's see. We had the Notre Dame Indiana game. You got Signetti coming out running that mouth earlier in the day, and he just got it. You know, that wasn't very bright. You know,
Yeah. I don't know, that game right there almost felt like the least competitive game of the first round.
it wasn't competitive. It wasn't competitive at all. I mean, they weren't moving the football at all. Notre
No.
Dame's turning them over. Notre Dame's look, everything that I said about Notre Dame being physical, and we've known that I've been paying attention and watching that pretty closely since last year. That you could see that was where they were. Where they were missing was decent quarterback play, their receivers and stuff. But the thing is in the trenches, they're as good as anybody. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be, and I think that kind of brings me to, obviously, Clemson had chances to kind of get themselves back into it. I don't know that I really ever felt like they were in danger of losing in Texas. You know what I mean? I don't know that I really felt like they were in danger, but I guess there were some opportunities that they had to kind of really turn it into.
Well, if Clemson could stop that outside zone, they'd have been right back in that game. Them they're just getting their ass gashed on that outside
Bro,
zone.
yeah, that's
God, how you gonna get within one score, and then the next play you give up a 70-some yard tub? Like, come on, man! Like,
come on,
Jesus
bro.
Christ!
Right, right.
I was so mad. I was on the phone with my son at that point, and I was like, "Shit, Texas is about to give this one away." And soon I opened my big fat mouth. I had to say it.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, that was the time that you're like, okay, 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 here we go.
Yep.
And I'm not a Clemson fan by any means, but they're better than I like them better than I like Texas. So yeah,
That was my
that was
pick, man. That was my first round upset pick.
was it.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, well, it's the first time they've won a bowl game or of anything close to a bowl game, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Of course, it was a home game, and they still did. I mean, like I said, it's weird that they allowed them to get back in it the way that they did. You know what I mean? It just felt like, okay, here we go. And then, like you said, one play, boom, over, done.
Like, here's one thing that I noticed about Texas, man, is like when when things start going bad,
Georgia
like
champs.
you see a unusual amount of bickering and players yelling at each other. And I don't think that that's a good sign moving forward. And I think Texas is super talented, man. Like, they got all the talent in the world. But there's something that I see out there when shit starts hitting the fan that, they have a little trouble handling that and dealing with it, as a team. And we'll see
Mhm.
how that affects them moving forward. But man, they got some good play calling. They got some athletes, and Sark knows how to get his dudes out in space, and their D
Well,
line gets after it, man. And their safeties were coming up and popping. So we'll see, man.
I'll say this. I'll say this about him is as far as not to get too much love to the enemy, but look, when it comes to Sark, he seems to know how to get things going offensively. He knows how to call those plays. It felt like the last few years, once he got past his script or whatever, that
Yeah.
he wasn't really getting into his bag. It seems like this year he's found ways to kind of highlight the things that he does well in that script and then go back to it and then go
Yeah.
back to it and then
When
go
they
back.
get that receiver back, they'll be even better, man.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, they figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They seem to figure it out whenever he knows what he seems like he has a plan that he's kind of sticking with. It seems like whenever they're playing well,
Yeah.
for sure. We'll see kind of what happens moving forward. And are they going to be able to deal with? Look, I think that Arizona State presents a different kind of football game for them
Yeah.
than what they're used to playing. And I mean, Scatterboo, if they can get him going at all, you're going to be in trouble because that's when I think that they've got a pretty good quarterback. Their receivers, they don't have a bunch of guys with a lot of numbers, but
Mhm.
they've
Well,
got
they got the easiest path, man. They got the easiest path to the semis.
they
The
do.
way that they seeded it, man. They kind of got it. They kind of got that gifted to them, and I don't think
That's where I was
that.
headed with this. Yeah, that's where I was
Yeah,
headed with all of this.
yeah,
But this whole, if you look at this whole damn bracket, and let me go ahead and share it again. We did this on Coach Rick's show last night, but shit, when you look at the way that they set this damn thing up, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Those
no,
top 4 teams should be playing in the semis if they're going to
yeah,
play, you
yeah.
know?
Well,
Um,
I mean that you're valid there too, right? You're valid there too, but that first round bye, like those teams, all those teams should have been switched,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And I just want to know what they were thinking with that. And you're never going to hear it, but like the only conclusion I could come to why they would seed it that way is
You know
they
why.
want Texas to go,
Mhm.
and I don't understand why you wouldn't want the Ohio State Oregon semifinal matchup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't get why you don't want that later, not, you know, the next. I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me, man.
It doesn't
Like,
make sense to me either. I mean, the thing is like I can't imagine why. I mean, even something as simple as why wouldn't you switch Ohio State and Penn State? You know, I know that Penn State got into that championship game and they only had one loss. Okay, fine. Once they lost, now they have the same amount, and you're head to head. Here you are. You
yeah,
know, Ohio State busted their asses.
yeah,
You
they
know what I
did.
mean? So to me, I don't look at that. And so why is it that Penn State would get a better road to the semifinals than Oregon?
Yeah,
Undefeated, number one in the country, and they have an easier path to the semifinal round than does
yeah.
the best team or
You
the team that's
cannot.
number one coming in.
You cannot. The only conclusion you come to is there is money and influence
Of course.
for the University of Texas. That's the only. That's it. Just the same with the scheduling too. I mean, call it what you want, but like I told you, man, I'm in here for I'm all in for a good conspiracy theory, and unless somebody needs to tell me otherwise, because that's all I can come up with
I
Texas
don't
being
there's
seeded
no
and
other
where they're at. There's no
what
other
other
way,
answer
man.
could you give? Whatever
That's what I'm saying.
answer can you give?
I don't even know if it's a conspiracy. It's whether you choose to acknowledge it or not, because I think
Mhm.
we all know what it is, man.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, man, since this thing has came out, I've stared at this bracket like more than I care to admit, man. Because I'm like, what am I not seeing? You know, what am I not thinking about? Does my hate for the Longhorns, is it that deep that I'm missing something, or am I just, like, I don't know, man. It's just
Well,
ridiculous. I just can't wrap my head around it. Like I said, my fifth grader plays in basketball tournaments that make more sense than this.
I know it's
NAYB.
mhm, mhm. There's nothing loony about it, Chris. There's nothing loony about it. What is the reasoning behind putting those 4 teams in the freaking quarterfinal round playing each other?
Dude, you're loony. You're loony if you think that this bracket is okay and it
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly,
Like,
exactly.
you might need to go check yourself in, bro. Or like
Mhm.
have you a little eggnog already this morning or something. Because like this does not make sense. And if it makes sense to you, I don't know, man. I don't know what I can do for you. I don't know. It's crazy. Maybe take an Eddie and then look at it again.
It bottom line is it isn't set up worth a damn because which one of those teams in the top 4? Look at the top bracket and look at those 4 teams and which one of them is Texas going to beat? Because I think they all beat Texas. And everybody, you can say Notre Dame if you want to. You can say Notre Dame if you want to. That's arguable. I think that they're plenty good enough to beat Texas, but I guess that's arguable. The rest of them, you can't say you're better than they are. You can't.
Like Chris, you cannot like gloss over the fact that Texas hasn't done these types of things before.
And yeah, but like
Especially with the Big 12 when they were in the Big 12.
getting the
And
schedule that they got and compared to the schedule that Oklahoma has.
yeah,
Don't tell us it's crazy to think like that.
go back even further though. When they started the Big 12 network, they started that Longhorn network, and it caused it caused Nebraska and a couple of those other teams to secede from the Big 12 and go to the Big 10. Like they do that type of shit. Like, we know what it is.
Yeah. Dude, Texas had the hardest first game. Clemson was the most mid freaking conference champion there was. Maybe not. Maybe Boise State is, but it's right there. It's right there.
That's crazy. Yeah.
When has Penn State done this? Penn State's not. I just said that they're in. We're talking about Penn State also, bud. We're talking about Penn State also, but mostly Texas because fuck Texas.
The brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
It'll be fun if ASU beats them this weekend, and for sure they'll get beat the week after that. So we'll see. I still think they lose this weekend. I figured they would lose one of the first two. I didn't pick Clemson to beat you. I figured you beat Clemson. So it is what it is.
Hey, Benji, like what? I'm not talking about how Nebraska's doing. I gives a shit about how Nebraska does. You know what I mean? I'm born and raised in Nebraska, but I gives a damn. I kind of chuckle at some, how bad they fell off.
What are you even talking about,
But
dude?
what I'm talking about is what caused Nebraska to leave the Big 12 and go to the Big
And
10.
everybody else that screwed the Big 12 up. That was not a conspiracy theory. That's an absolute, complete truth.
Yeah.
They all split because of not a Big 12 network, the Longhorn Network.
The Longhorn Network. Yep.
And they could have turned it into a Big 12 network, but they didn't want to. Y'all want to blame that stuff on Nebraska? Nice try. Yeah, this is a Texas problem. It's always been a Texas problem. It's the same reason that Oklahoma and Texas, along with Oklahoma State and wasn't it? I don't remember who the fourth was going to be, but they were all going to be going to the Pac-12. And they wouldn't give up their precious Longhorn Network. So they said no. It screwed it off. Nobody said that.
Starting some shit this morning now. Here we go.
I don't give a flying shit what they think, man. I don't give a flying shit what they think. This is an Oklahoma show. They choose to be here every day.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Get what you get. But what are you talking about, Drew? Freaking out in hindsight was a joke, conspiracy, lunacy. No, it wasn't. Because Texas didn't do anything with that advantage doesn't mean that it wasn't a thing. That you know how much extra money they got over the rest of the conference, including Oklahoma? Take a look. It's large amounts. Now, because they couldn't do anything with it, doesn't have anything to do with that shit. Oh, you had a pay-per-view network deal? No. Stop it, dude.
Well, I derailed us hard.
Yeah, I don't care. This is actually what the show is about. Fuck Texas. They can all
rabbit hole.
Well, dumbass.
That's right. They can all shut up. I don't care if they like it or they don't. I've got a couple of new ones too. Yeah. Because the reason, I'll just put it this way, the reason that the Longhorn Network doesn't look like it's a big deal was pretty simple reasoning behind it. It's just that, where is that damn thing? Oh, come on.
You are trash!
Because they're trash. Trash.
Call your team trash. Because that's what they are. Trash.
Trash. Hey, man, Bubba Dove is
cool as shit, man.
Hey, that dude is hilarious, man.
Brother, it was something else.
Trash.
I like him, man. I've only known about him for a couple of weeks, actually.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, man. I feel like I missed out on a lot of shit.
Oh my God.
A lot of good times.
Hey, probably the funniest one is when Crawford whoops Spence's ass. Because he's a Texas dude, he's a Dallas fan, and they're all behind Spence. But man, dude, that was hilarious. Hilarious.
I was trying to find the spot, but I found it. Again. I'll throw it a hit again.
And call your team trash. Because that's what they are. Trash.
Uh-oh. Kick this guy out.
Hey, Texas, Benji, like y'all need to worry about Scatbo. Y'all need to worry about that big monster. But better get that D line and them linebackers right. Get their heads right, because that dude's about to pound the rock.
He's gonna pound the rock for sure. Yeah, Bud Crawford is definitely a bad dude, though. No doubt about that one.
Yeah, Bud's the truth. Bud is the truth, man. Hopefully he gets that fight with Canelo. I'd like to see that.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I don't think Canelo wants any bit of that, though.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He wants anything to do with that shit. He acts like he ain't afraid of shit, but I think we all know better at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scattaboo. He's a bad dude.
Yeah,
He's gonna get pounded into the dirt. Come on. Come on.
That dude's like the modern day like Mike Allstott, you know.
Yeah, dude,
before he got to the
with a
league,
little more
bro.
speed, man. He's got some speed.
That's what when I watched him in that Big 12, I was like, dude, that's exactly what he reminds me of is old Mike Allstott.
Benji, you're not serious about this, are you?
Benji is just on the Benji is an op, bro. He is an op.
No way, dude. Come on, dude. It's silly shit. They said the same kind of shit about him against Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd put a masterclass on with him. Bud will do the same thing. Come on,
Bud. Yeah. Canelo, if you really watch boxing, like Canelo, he's pretty basic, man. He's
a big dude and he's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give him toughness and all that other shit.
But
he's not
there's
gonna hurt.
levels to this shit, man. Like there's levels to it. And I think Canelo get touched up by Bud, man. He definitely outpointed
Look at what he did to Spence. He turned his freaking face into freaking
bro, he looked like
Cheetos. It was hot Cheetos all over his face, bro.
Bro, he looked like Martin after he got done fighting the Hitman Hearns in that one episode.
Right. He did too.
Well, he was lumped up, bro. He was lumped up.
Boogered up, man.
Dude, that referee cost me probably $3,000. When he stopped the fight instead of a KO, it was a TKO. And my DraftKings parlay didn't hit because I chose KO, and that damn ref stopped the fight, man. And dude, I still thinking about that hurts, man. I nailed that. I nailed every bet that I made on that fight, except that was my big parlay, like rounds, all my side bets with friends. Oh my God, it was the easiest money I ever made in my life.
Well, it's pretty easy, Georgia champs. To be honest with you, Oklahoma owns their ass since, integration of the game. So that's part of it. We got them in everything except for the overall record that they pound their chest about, back when they didn't even use helmets or they were the leather kind, big old freaking medicine balls instead of a football that we know. When it was all white boys, they were pretty good. When it was all white boys, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Not really since. It'll be what it is. Yeah. TKO is always included with a KO.
Not on DraftKings.
Nah, it depends on what you're playing, man.
Yeah,
what you're playing.
No, on DraftKings. Overall record, it counts as a knockout.
For sure, huh?
Overall record, like a record, it counts as a knockout. You know what I mean? But on when you're betting those fights, like a KO or a TKO matters.
Yeah. I don't think that it's really been about that so much. He was lucky for sure. That crash was crazy. I don't know how he lived through it.
Pre-crash, post-crash, Bud was doing the same thing. Like again,
I think Spence was a good fighter. I think he was a great fighter. I don't think that was a good fight for him. Right?
No, Spence was a great fighter, man.
In the house. What's up, man?
Spence can tag. Yeah. Spence can crack, but like I said, at the end of the day, man, you got to have more tools in your tool bag. And Spence is a straight ahead fighter. He throws the jab and the left behind it. And if that's pretty much, if you're just a volume dude, like Bud's going to sit there and time you up and he's going to counter you and he's going to start cracking you, man. He's going to work you. And he's the best finisher in the game. So, just watching boxing, a lot, like, dude, Bud is next level, man. Like, that's why he's been so successful. But I mean, pre-crash, post-crash, I think, Spence's his promotion team hit him and kept him from fighting Bud because they knew what would happen. And, so
it should have. They should have.
Yeah. PBC was on some bullshit, man. They was only fighting each other. Old boy was just trying to make all the money, keep it for himself.
Okay. Thanks for doing that. I don't know what's going on with these damn spammers not having it.
All right.
You call the playoff game should be at a neutral site. I don't think it had as much to do with the neutral site stuff as it has to do with. I mean, look, we can call it what we want, but I don't necessarily have a problem with the home games. What I have a problem with is the wrong teams being in these games, which, SMU, and not only that, they even took it a step further with Boise State, putting them in the 3 seed. Here's where I'm at. If you want to give them an automatic bid into the playoff, fine, for winning their conference. The four winners of their conferences that are ranked the highest, fine. But there should be no automatic seeds. No such thing as an automatic seed. You need to. There's no way that you can justify that shit. There's no way. But anyway.
I think that change needs to be made, man. Like your conference championship gets you in, and then you seed best 1 to 12 after that.
I think so too. I think that you can put your conference championships in the tournament, but they don't have a guaranteed spot.
Yeah.
I don't think I think you just go with the best team at that point.
Yeah, they don't get the bye. They don't get to get first round bye.
No. I just don't love it. And I don't have a problem with the home games. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like you have to be rewarded with something for a successful regular season. You know what I mean? With the high seed and in a home game, there's got to be some incentive to play for. Like if you just bullshitting and
Yep. Like I said, there's no way that you can justify to me having Ohio State and Oregon playing this early in the tournament. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, and say what you want about Ohio State losing to Michigan. I get it. I mean, it's their rivalry game. They certainly shouldn't have lost it. Michigan was shit. We know that. In the end, they did lose it, but truth be told, they boogered up Penn State like they always do.
Yeah. But I don't even think it's about the Ohio State losing to Michigan. They're at number 8. Like that's not the problem. The problem was with where Oregon is in the bracket. You know what I mean? Like
right, why is that not in the same side as where the 12 is, or you reseeded after that first round if that's what you're going to do, because there's no way that they should be playing the 8 seed. And let's say if Texas had lost the game, then you're going to have 12 going up against the 4 seed instead of against the number 1, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's still.
You know what I mean? There's no way that should happen.
Yeah, it's madness.
Madness, I tell you. Yeah. I mean, in the end, it's probably going to change a lot of things up, but to me, the way I look at it is do I have a problem with ASU being where they are? Yeah, kind of, but not really. With the format as it is, not really, because of the fact that they won the Big 12. I don't understand why you felt the need to put 2 ACC teams in at all. I think the ACC was hot garbage. Hot garbage. They all played pretty bad schedules. I mean, they kind of the same way I feel about the Big Ten, that they protected their better teams. They didn't put them up against each other. All of them didn't end up playing each other. Penn State didn't get Oregon until they got them in the conference championship game. So that was going to guarantee that you were already in no matter what. You know what I mean? The only other team that they played, yes, they played Ohio State. They're going to always play Ohio State. That's one of their rival games. But I don't know, man. Just wild the way that they decided to do all that. And I do agree. I think that it had to have had something to do with, who's to say, it could have been ESPN and their love of the Longhorns and wanting to get them into that spot where, hell yes. I don't know why you would want to, and I'll tell you this, I think that Notre Dame is a tough out for Georgia.
Especially without old boy.
Listen, I don't know. There's people saying that this guy's better. You know, I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah.
But I don't. But I will say this: I think that as far as in the trenches, this is the most you're going to see them get pushed, because that's where Notre Dame is good. Their physicality in what they do on the offensive and defensive lines is going to be a pain in the ass for them. I think that this is where, and here we go. Yeah, here we go with Coach Smook's going to disagree with this again. We're going to see. We're going to see, Coach Smook. We're going to see. I told you the other day. You don't reseed it. You eliminate buys for the conference champions. Since we're going to a pro model, just seed it how they end in the rankings. I don't know if it's a reseed. I don't care what they do. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see the best 4 teams playing in the quarterfinals. I want to see them playing in the semis. And I can make a case for all 4 of those teams in the top of the bracket beating all 4 of those teams in the bottom. Easily.
Yeah. What up, Sooner Legend?
Ooh. What up, bro?
Dude, my man Urban. Yeah, Bud was a wrestler too. Bud
was a wrestler too.
He's still talking. He's still on.
Oh, you were agreeing with me yesterday.
Big Bud fan.
That's what I was talking about. I thought you came in right. You said bro right as soon as I said as I was saying that physicality wise, you've been pounding your chest about.
Just got in here. That's funny.
What up there though? You know what I was talking about. You know damn good and well what I'm talking about, Smook. Because I was giving you a hard time the other day. He might be better than Carson Beck. I think. I mean, he can spin it, man. He looks like he's pretty good. But we'll see what happens.
Ganja grower. I like that.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a handle right there.
Yeah, man, he's pretty cool, man. He's been in the show a few times. He started coming over watching the night show whenever we were doing it, and had him on ever since then. Penn State and Texas are posers. Yeah, kind of. I kind of think they are. That's like I said. I think that the top 4, the teams at the top of the bracket, could beat all 4 of those teams at the bottom. I think Texas would be the one team that might be able to beat any of them in the top half, except for obviously Georgia, because they can't beat Georgia. But let's see.
That damn Penn State, they got a little easy road to the semis,
Dude,
bro.
yeah, they get SMU and then Boise State to get to the semis. I mean, and this is after losing to both of those teams up in the top half of the bracket. That make sense.
Yeah.
The other thing is I don't understand why you would even match up the Big Ten teams that early if you don't have to, and you don't have to. There was no reason why they had to do that. You know, because obviously the CDs were shit anyway. But why not? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I will see, man. I think they got as good a chance as anybody. I would like to see that Oregon, Texas, in the semis.
You might.
Yeah.
If they can get past ASU, you might.
Yeah.
But I also think that I wouldn't have a problem with seeing Ohio State and them in the semis.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
If you had Texas playing Ohio State right now, which is what it should be, because ASU is not better than Texas, or it shouldn't be ranked above Texas either. I mean, let's just be real. Champion or not, we know. I mean, would you rank them higher? No. You know what I mean? Would you rank them higher than Notre Dame? No. Would you rank them higher than any of these other teams? You know, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Ohio State? Hell no. Come on. Especially that Ohio State we saw the other day. But I got to say, I'll say one more time. I think that Tennessee should be embarrassed by the way that they didn't show up. Their fans showed up. They didn't. That was embarrassing.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
I booted another one out too. Damn it. These guys. Oh no, what are you doing over there?
How do you boot people, man? I want to boot somebody.
These damn spammers.
You got to make me a mod or something.
I got to make you a mod, but I don't know what's
worry
going on. I could let that bot in there, but then the thing never shuts up. It's just it's a pain in the ass.
Sound like my kids. He's a bot. He's a bot.
There's a lot of them.
Fucking
A lot
bots.
of them. But the bot, you can have there's a bot for the channel that I can, but I don't have enough patience to sit there and like work on him. You know what I mean? And have it be just how I want it to be or whatever.
Like,
So
is it like an AI bot? Like he like knows what you would like and like, you know, what you would don't like?
I don't think so.
That'd be sweet though.
Yeah. Yeah. With respect, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't disagree more. Lest we forget is what you mean there, Ray. What took place on this?
Look at the article right here, hitting him with the vocab. Look at you with your English knowledge.
You're gonna come in talking shit. I'm gonna talk shit too. The answer is nothing happened. Okay,
that's hilarious.
I'm just gonna tell you, I think it was shit. It was a shitty weekend of games.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Shouldn't have done it.
And you know what the worst part about it is too? I sat down and watched every freaking one of them.
I don't know why they're attacking us, man. They are attacking us though. Son of a bitch. I don't know. Maybe I need to turn the bot on. Let me see. I'll do it for a minute. But you guys are going to be pissed off about that too. Just get ready.
So what do we got? Monday, Tuesday, 5 days until the bowl game?
Mm-hmm.
5 days. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to getting down to Dallas and having some fun.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You guys, did you get up getting a house like you talked about?
No, we're staying
at the Omni.
Yeah, the Omni. Yeah.
It's a good place.
Yeah. No, they got a killer sports bar in there, dude. In the Omni, man. That place is legit. Like I'm talking about TVs for days, man. You watch everything in there.
What does that mean? I don't know. It's because I have good guests, man. It's because I have good guests in here, so they're after us.
Yeah. Yep. The bots are coming for you. Next thing you know, you're gonna have chicks trying to, you know, get you to click on the link.
No bots to counterbot. You said y'all got this, Stephen G. Okay, I can turn them off. Has it been in there? Okay.
It's the bots.
I do love the channels doing numbers sometimes. We have done decent numbers this month. I will say that. We've done pretty good numbers this month. This is like our second best month this year. Nice. First best one was the year of was the month of the Tennessee game where we were getting. That was also because of you, Big Boganowski. You know, let's cut you in. That was that shit talking and putting those shorts up there that that had Tennessee fans in just shambles.
Yeah, but hey, man, it's like at the end of the day, man, I try to be a realist about it. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm just like talking shit and like, you know, just to talk shit and to be an ass clown about it. But I'm just, you know, that's what I felt.
You weren't even talking shit. All you were saying was they're talking shit like they're gonna literally. I brought it up that I remember the whole short video was they're talking lots of shit.
Yeah, they
just like they were talking lots of shit going into the game last week too.
Yeah, they were on Twitter talking about, you know, Tennessee by 50 or, you know, 40 or something like that. And I was like, come on. Like,
and not even just the week of. They were doing that shit for a year leading up to it.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little back, but all we were saying was, look, I'm not saying that Oklahoma's even necessarily going to win, but don't think you're just going to walk in here and just take their lunch money from them. They're not going to allow that shit. It's Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And it was real.
You got them groupies.
The old groupies. You need to ask Stoops to come on the channel. Yeah, I don't know if he would, but it would be kind of cool to talk to Stoops a little bit. I'd like to talk to him about a few things. I don't know that he would.
Yeah, I listened to I was just about to say that Sooner Cowboys. I listened to that this morning, man. That's I'm a bit sounds like a good outstanding young man. Sounds like he's excited to be at Oklahoma, and he brought up some good points, about why he came to Oklahoma, and a lot of stuff made sense. So I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna have success, man. Like I'm not gonna inflate him, and I'm not gonna talk down, about him. I'm just what happens, man. And I'm not getting too hype. I'm not getting too you know too pessimistic about it. I'm just gonna let it happen, man, and hope for the best because
Yeah.
we need.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think that I know a lot of people are not high on the guys that they got coming in at receiver. I mean, they've all put up numbers.
Yeah.
They've all put up numbers.
Like, you just got to want to play if you're coming to OU and be a receiver, right? Got to want to get on the field, man. Fight to get on the field. And I think that's kind of what we got coming in right now.
I think so too. And I think that you've got, with having Burks coming back, and if you can keep him healthy this year, I think the sky's the limit on this offense, because you've got some real deal running backs. You've got a quarterback competition on the way. Either one of them that wins means that means that you have a good quarterback, a real deal quarterback.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yes, is it trending towards it's Mateers? Probably so. You know what I mean? Probably so.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
Huh?
You got to give him the upper hand just based on familiarity of the offense and knowing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I think he's got the upper hand.
I think he's probably got the upper hand, but I also think that 9 months is a long time to prepare and get ready. And talent, cream will rise to the top at all times. And it's not like they didn't decide to pay. They paid Hawkins too. So just so we understand, it's not like there's a big discrepancy in the money here. Yeah. They're paying both of them. So
speaking of paying, Auburn is paying a lot of people, and they got the number one receiver. But can they get the number one receiver the ball? Did they waste their money?
Yeah, because I heard that they paid what is it, 2.5 for Jackson?
Bro, good on that. Good on Jackson, man. Get that money. But I ain't paying him $2.5 million.
There ain't no fucking way I'd have paid him $2.5 million.
No.
But we knew that was coming, though. We knew that was coming, because if you think about why did that happen? Why did that happen? It happened because always one of these offensive coaches says, "Oh, I can fix that. I can fix that dude's problem."
Yeah, you got to fix the O-line. Make sure your O-line's make sure that O-line is not about fixing Jackson.
You got to be real good. Oh, no. It is about fixing, because Jackson's not good unless it's a clean pocket.
That's what I'm saying. You got to fix that O-line and make sure your O-line is straight before you can even think about it.
Well,
because you got to get him to keep his eyes downfield and not what's coming at him.
Yeah.
Even when he did have clean pockets at OU, man, he was already trying to scramble, get up out of there. So I mean, there's
happy feet.
A lot of fixing to be done.
We talked about it from week 1 last year.
There it is, old little hands JA. It's only a matter of time.
Oh, happy feet.
That's the funniest stuff ever, man.
It is too good. Old little hands JA.
Hey man, I hope he does well. But I hope when he comes to Norman, we bust his ass.
He's on the menu.
Hey, hold on. This brings me to something I gotta touch on, right? I need you Oklahoma fans to not be so negative Nancy. And I'm tired of seeing, Jackson's gonna come back to Norman and light us up for 4 touchdowns and 400 yards.
Lord.
Dude, stop the bullshit, bro. Stop it. You guys cannot.
He had one 200-yard game against Maine last year.
You can't put yourself through it. So what you're telling me is that the quarterback that our defense and Brent Venables supposedly broke in fall ball by running all these blitzes is going to be the same guy that comes back into Norman and has success against it, I don't know, man. Call me a skeptic or call me a sunshine pumper, but I think we're going to heat his ass up. And you're going to have a bunch of defensive players that played against him for 2 years and couldn't touch him. Now all of a sudden you can go touch him. It's going to be a different thing. And there's going to be some dudes out there that want to get a piece of that. And D-line, linebackers, safeties, all of them, they're going, when they get their shot, they're going to take their shot because they can now.
Because they can. Yeah, he's on the menu and all that shit that was being taught.
So,
so
just stop with it. If it happens, whatever, good for Jackson. But I don't see him coming in and throwing for 404. Like, get out of here.
When's the last time you saw a mental quarterback fix that? Just so, I mean, just question for you, because you don't see it very often. When they have that mental block, it's rare that it goes away.
It's hard, man.
It's hard. And that's what I said this a lot the last couple of weeks, and I'll just say it again and again. I'm not sitting here trying to kill Jackson Arnold. I think it sucks. He got a shit sandwich to deal with, just like the rest of them. There's no two ways around it. But I'll say this: the best quarterbacks in Oklahoma over the last 20 years or more have been the guys that when the play breaks down, when the pocket breaks down, they get better. He didn't. So I have a hard time just buying into if he can fix that. That's a big if. That's a big if.
Yeah. Hey, Benji, I'm hoping both of them lose. I'm not rooting for any of them.
Who's that?
Benji said if Texas played versus Jay at Auburn, who you pulling for? Both of y'all lose. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I'm probably pulling for Auburn. Because fuck Texas. Again, like I just said. What do you think about this week? What do you think about this game? We're going to get out of here. So what do you think about this game coming up?
You're talking about the bowl game?
Yep.
I think
what are you looking to see in this game, I guess is the question.
I'm looking forward to seeing how our D-line handles their O-line. I don't know if Navy's offensive line has faced a D-line of our caliber. I'm looking for some big time plays up front in the D-line. I think if we can keep our eyes, on our keys and play disciplined football on defense, I think, we should get those dudes into long third and longs and eat at that point. Cause I don't think Horvath or whatever, I think it's Horvath. I don't think he's as good as passer. He's probably the worst passer we've seen all year. And I think we need to capitalize on that because he's not a straight up drop back, throw it type of dude. It's more of a play action gimmicky guy sneaking out of the flat, kind of open dude. And I think if we get that, and again, like I think they're gonna have trouble matching up with us defensively. Like I don't think they're gonna be able to. I think we should be able to run the ball on them, and even with the depleted receiver room, I still think we should be able to throw the ball. But I'm hoping for a butt whooping. I'd like to see Oklahoma look good and come out and pound the rock and play good defense.
Yeah. Well, I think, and if Michael comes in and has a big game, I mean, it'd be a good thing for him to come in and, maybe I hope to see the end of that offense that they were running. I hope that they've installed the new one, run some new plays, at least partially installed that, and that he's been working with the new coordinator and those guys, just to see some of it.
It sounds like that's not happening. It sounds like he's just, kind of being the quarterback's coach.
Mm-hmm.
But
that could be big in and of itself, being the quarterback's coach stuff.
Yeah. But I'm with you though. I would love to see just a little sprinkle of that that Arbuckle offense.
Well,
'Cause
and
I mean, I just don't like. I'm reading things about Joe John, like these tight end recruits haven't even heard from him, and stuff like that. Like he's not even recruiting, and it's kind of like he's he's coaching the bowl game and then out after that, which
yes,
I don't know.
he's got to
That doesn't make me
feel
too
very
happy.
good about it.
No, I don't like that. I
That
would,
makes me wonder why it is that you would, as BV, and I mean, if that's really, first of all, I don't know that I believe all of that shit just because
that's what I'm saying. You don't know what to believe.
right.
And
I don't know that I would believe that reporting because
yeah,
since when has
everything you
he ever
hear,
been forthcoming? Since when has he ever been forthcoming though?
yeah, but what I'm
Anything.
saying though is everything you hear about Joe John, he played there, he coached there, he's 100% in
Right.
for the university, and if that is true, he should be out there recruiting tight ends and coaching his butt off and trying to put the best game plan forward for
Sure.
the bowl game. But
Exactly.
I don't know, there's just some stuff that isn't jiving to me, which has the
But he hasn't done a good job recruiting tight ends anyway. I mean, they got look, the one tight end that he got that you expect him to be pretty good, he didn't get him. Michael Hawkins got him. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's gonna be a good game, and it's gonna be a very valuable game for Oklahoma. And there's gonna be a lot of snaps and a lot of these bowl practices are gonna do us well. With a lot of our young cats and especially for some development and more game speed reps for Mike Hawk, and some of these freshman receivers, and I think there's going to be a lot of freshman O linemen that play too, and I think we're going to see some nasty up front. I think we're going to do well, and I'm hoping we do well, and I'm hoping we get a good convincing win because I think that'll set us into the offseason on a good path.
Yeah. We know what you think, Urban Ninja. I already know what you think, and that puts us back on schedule. There's no such thing as an actual schedule. So
Yeah.
I know that you already believe that Mateer's got it won. We conceded just a minute ago that he probably has the edge. We're talking about 9 months, and you never know. And they're both getting paid a lot of money. So
Yeah,
it is what it is. So
yep, for sure. No, that was a typo, man. Mitchell's not 285.
no.
He's not. He's
No,
that dude.
he's more
That
like
dude.
235 or whatever, I think.
I think he's more in the 245, 250 range. Like I seen him not too long ago.
Too.
I seen him not too long ago, dude. And let me tell you something, man. He's changed. From when I've seen him back in January with last year when we moved in.
Yeah.
He's changed physically, man. He looks a lot leaner. He looks good, man. Now he just got to put it all together. But yeah, he looks good, man. I hope it all works out for him, man. I hope he can get
Feels
it.
like he's got his feet underneath him a little more from what you're hearing.
Adjustment period, man. Especially when you enroll a year and a half earlier than most. You know what I mean? But yeah, hopefully it all works out, man. I think he's got a high ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Tell me about the game. Come on, man.
I like it. Nobody likes to hear this from me, but I could give a shit about whether they win, lose, whatever. I'd love to see them win. I think you always want to win. I want to see them do things well, look like they have a plan going into it. I think that overall, if you play half decent at all, that you should win this game going away. I don't think that that's a big problem. But the concern, I guess, would be that you got a really depleted lineup as far as the receivers are concerned. You should be able to run heavy, and that should be enough. That should be enough to just run the ball heavy, right? So I'm just telling you, until you get into playoff situations and stuff, I could give a shit about these bowl games. I'm in it for the practices and getting guys developed and all that kind of stuff. But, but I think, but by saying that, I do think that they should run away from the game. They should run away from them. I don't know why you wouldn't. With this defense doing what it does, I think that defensively they probably test you defensively more so than they do offensively, right?
I don't
They
know.
test you defensively more than they do with their defense against your offense, is what I think.
Yeah.
Because of them running the triple option, it's not something you see very often. You only play the service academies once every 4, 5, 10 years even.
Yeah.
So it's one of those deals where I think that, you know, hold on. I do feel like they are in a good position to where they should be able to win it, but you have to be very, you know, this is going to be a test for the defense, I think, more than anything of can you stay home, stay disciplined, do the right things, because if you don't, then you get gashed and they stay on the field. Even if they don't score, I kind of think back to the last time when we played, wasn't it Army the last team that we played when we had Kyler? I think it was Army, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And I mean, Oklahoma was fine. They played very well on offense. And their defense didn't even play terrible. It was just that they kept the clock moving so much that they were in the game. You know, they were just in the game. It was a lot closer than you wanted it to be. You know what I mean? I don't even think that it was because and Kyler had a good game. I think they all had a good game. It was just a matter of that's just it's a tough matchup a lot of times.
Yeah.
But, you know, and especially when you don't see it. I look at like with Notre Dame, they played Navy last year and this year, and they played Army also this year, and they blew their asses out because they play them a lot. They're used to it, right? Yeah. They're kind of used to having this game. Not everybody else is, you know. Not everybody else is.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be good, man. I can't wait to get down there, man. I need Christmas to hurry up and come by so we can wake up and head down there Thursday morning, man. It's gonna be legit, man. Hey, but I want to touch on something, man, and I'm a little disappointed that you guys in the chat haven't, you know, trolled me on this at all. Let's talk about my internet connection, bro. We're in here.
What
not
happened?
One blip, not one nothing. I figured it out, dude. I figured it out. That fucking router that they gave me, fucking that modem router combo went bad, man. It kept dropping. So I took that shit off completely off the network, plugged my internet cable into the back of my Orbi system. Boom.
Nice.
Weekend full of just pure uninterrupted internet, man. Thing. First world problems. Shit, dude.
Well, I'm glad that it's working. I put us on I changed up the latency on the streaming end to see if that was maybe it, but I haven't seen it glitch at all.
No.
I even went in and cleaned the computer out completely, got rid of all that kind of stuff to make sure, just to make sure that it was going to be that too, because I was hoping we didn't have that problem. But of course, not having a third person in here is probably part of it. I'm hoping that that's not all of it. It was just this stuff.
I mean, I was having problems. One person, no person. Like I was having problems every.
So I'm glad to hear that, but I was starting to worry a little bit about my end of it. I was like, man, is it time for me to upgrade computers here? I mean, I've had it for 2 years, but this was a expensive setup, you know. I had the best chip, but of course it's not the best chip anymore. So maybe it's time to move on and get something else, you know. So
no doubt.
You know, kind of is what it is, but it's this is a never ending deal. But that's definitely the next purchase that I make is going to be. Well, I'm going to have to repurchase a lot of this stuff, but I'm definitely going to be upgrading the computer next. So, you know, hey, you know, if Christmas time rolling around, folks, if you want to, you know, toss in a little super chat, or you know, make sure to send it to our to the Cash App or something, or Venmo or whatever. It's always better that way.
Things are looking up, man. Things are looking up for the new year, bro. But let me get out of here, man. I gotta go get on the Blackstone, man. I'm cooking. We're having a little brunch here, some breakfast tomahawks. If you don't know, Google it. Legit.
Yeah, a little breakfast tomahawk. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's
Damn it,
legit,
man.
man. Legit,
Sounds good.
legit.
Well, man, we're always glad to have you in here, and I'll let you know if I'm going to be heading that way. I think
Yeah, hit me
it's
up.
a possibility. That's a possibility I'll be able to get
Hey,
there.
at the bowl game and you see your boy, holla at me, man. I like it, man, when people come up and interact, man. Don't be afraid.
Oh yeah.
I'll have a
I don't
couple
know.
beers,
And yeah,
man. We'll
put
be
it in
good.
everybody that's going to be there. Throw a one up.
Yeah.
Throw a one up. So that'll be good.
Yeah, come holla at your boy.
Yeah, make sure you guys get over there and check them out. Hey, thanks for coming in, my man. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to the
Merry
fam.
Christmas. Happy New Year.
All right, brother.
Happy
We'll
New
talk
Year
to
to
you here
everybody out
next
there.
couple
Merry
days.
Christmas, y'all.
Yep. Later, brother.
Like,
All right, guys. Appreciate it. As always, have a big Mike Boganowski on. He's our Monday co-host. Love having him on the show along with Marcus Dent. Marcus and them were actually doing some shopping this morning, last minute shopping. So it's been good always to have Big Mike on though, man. He was one of the guys that we've had the most fun, some of the most fun with these two guys, and I appreciate them a lot. So I appreciate all you guys a lot too. I know we go back and forth a lot of times. It's fun. It's always been fun for me. I enjoy it. Just getting in here and getting to talk ball with everybody. But yeah, I didn't even notice that at all. What do we got? Stephen G. Yeah, thanks for coming in, my guy. Happy holidays to you as well. Yeah. And a Navy vet. We're going for him on Friday. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome, Brandon. It's yeah. Barely beat Air Force 2. It happens, man. It's a tough. I think it's one of those, it's one of the ones that you would have expected. You expect to win. I think you expect to win, but I don't think it's an easy win, right? I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. Hit that like button. Yes, please, please, please. Merry Christmas, Mary J. Hey, to all the AAA fam that popped in here, Coach Smook and the crew, Mary J. All you guys, I appreciate you guys all jumping in here and spending some time with us this day. Hey, it's Christmas Eve. So I hope everybody's gonna get out there and have some good times with their family over the holiday. It's what it's all about. Make sure you enjoy the people that you love, and we'll definitely see you guys here right after the holiday. We'll probably definitely do something on like the 26th. Probably won't be. I may do something late Christmas night, maybe a nighttime show or something like that after the fact. Might be able to pull something off there, do the late night show or something like that to talk a little bit about it. If not, we'll definitely jump on the next day and do some kind of a preview for the game as well. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Just, make sure everybody has a good time though for their holiday. Enjoy your families. And love all you guys, man. I appreciate you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll see you all on the next one.